Okay, I had a few questions about my Remington with the Williams Peep sight on it. A couple people were asking about the correct front sight to use, and just recently I installed this new front sight, and now it's shooting good to point of aim. So here's a little shot of the sight, and I'm going to have the information right after this all about this setup. Okay, a while back I put this rear peep sight on my 22 rifle. It's a Remington model 572. It's a pump action rifle. And this is the model of the peep sight. It's a Williams WGRS 54. So when I installed this, it sits a lot higher than the stock sight set. So you have to get a taller front sight. And what I got on there now is a 570 height. So it's 0.570 from the bottom of the dovetail to the top of the sight. And it's got a 1/16 of an inch gold bead on there. It's a real fine sight. So you get a real precision shooting with that. But it's still shooting about 3 to 4 inches high at 50 yards. And at 100 yards, it's right on because of the bullet drop at 100 yards. So I'm getting ready to put on a different front sight. What I came up with is a Williams Shorty ramp. It's a 3/8 tall ramp. Take a look at that. I'll get these parts out of the bag. So we got this ramp here, and it's 3/8 of an inch. This ramp can be installed into the front sight dovetail with this right here. This parts. See, dovetail lock. So it's a little piece of metal, fits in the dovetail, and then the screw goes into that hole. Okay, or you can install this, you can solder this sight onto your barrel otherwise, if you don't want to do that. Then I came up with, I went on internet, I did a calculation, and a size front sight I'm going to need is pretty close to a 0.70 front sight. Total height. So this 3/8 of an inch. And I got two different size front sights that have that small 1/16 of an inch bead on them. And this one, can't remember the heights on these. This one is 0.343 height tall, and this one is 0.312 tall. So between these two, I should be able to get the right height and have my rear sight set towards the middle. So with this one, this 570 front sight, I had to, this is adjustable for windage and elevation also, the sight, the rear sight. So you can loosen a screw on the other side. Get this turned around. So it has a small screw right there. Loosen that, and then it slides up and down a ramp. And you have some adjustment there. And the same on the top. The small screw. You can turn that and adjust your windage. And the way it installs, this will install just about any 22 dovetail. So you have a dovetail cut into the receiver. And it comes with a removable peep. So you can get different diameter peeps. I think this is the factory one. This is a 0.93 aperture. So that's the plan. Get that front sight fixed, the proper height. Should be shooting good then. Okay, I had to do a little bit of filing to that dovetail lock to get it to fit in a dovetail. It must come a little bit oversized, so just take your time, file a little bit at a time. Just a slight amount of metal I had to take off to get that in there. So I got it centered pretty much in the dovetail. Next I'm going to put on the ramp. And that should screw right into that. If you buy the taller ramp, it'll have a little recess in the bottom, like this one. That fits on that recess. Got a little bump on the dovetail lock. So see how it just sits right on top of there. So if you have it centered good, should be good to go. What I figured on the that website I went to is I was going to need something that was 700.70 inches tall. So I'm measuring from the bottom of that dovetail to the top of the sight, and I ended up with, this is my current setup, 0.715. So I'm pretty sure this is going to work out. I may have to make an adjustment on the back here, up and down. Going to take it out. I'll add on to the back of this video how it works out. Okay. Alright, I got the windage on pretty good now, it looks like. So I adjusted the elevation slightly, raise her up a little bit, and I'm going to shoot at that bottom middle target.
Anyway, Sunday, if I'd have told her I'd fuck that Christmas tree, you'll hear about it forever.
Then I got a, I didn't call him over at the album yet.
Alright, that looks like a pretty good group. 25 yards. That was 15 rounds. Got the got the small Peep aperture on there.